Hi, I'm Derek Gilbert. Welcome to a special 5 in 10 inside look at the forthcoming docuseries from Defender Investigative Films, Rescue Us. We have programs about this docuseries coming up on the main Skywatch TV broadcast program beginning November 17th and running through December 8th. But over the next couple of weeks, we're going to give you, the 5 in 10 audience, exclusive looks, never before seen clips from this forthcoming docuseries that really gets to the heart of what we do at Skywatch TV. This series, Rescue Us, exposes the multifaceted industry that is systematically destroying the innocence of our children. From children lost in the foster care system with no chain of custody to the rampant efforts we've seen in recent years to normalize darkness in the classroom. This series gets to the heart of what we do at Skywatch TV, and it's already being called by child advocacy experts a must-watch. So now, a 5 in 10 exclusive preview of Rescue Us.
A whistleblower is expected to issue a stark warning to lawmakers today that the U.S. has become, quote, the middleman in a multi-billion-dollar migrant child trafficking operation at the border.
Today, children will work overnight shifts at slaughterhouses, factories, restaurants to pay their debts to smugglers and traffickers. Today, children will be sold for sex. Today, children will call a hotline to report they are being abused, neglected, and trafficked. And we don't know if they're going to get the help they need. I witnessed firsthand the horrors of child trafficking and exploitation. Stop retaliating against whistleblowers. Stop retaliating against the people who are trying to tell the truth to save the children.
Joe Biden and his administration have really not only enabled but facilitated the largest sex trafficking and human smuggling operation in human history. And it's been going on now, David, for almost 2.5 years. It's about 700% worse right now than it was under Donald Trump in his last year in office.
Unknown to the public at large, familial or bloodline networks dating back to the 1930s through the 40s, involving mystical copulation employed during ritualistic intercourse, was conducted by associates of and likely members of these families for the express purpose of seeding the human race with ancient demonism connected to prophecy in the final days of man. Now, I covered all of that in the book Shadowland and my associated audio investigation, and it means that there's been a decades-long circle of influence binding people like the Maxwell family with Jeffrey Epstein, the Clintons, and demonic sexual activity involving children. And when I say demonic, I mean that in the most literal sense.
Many of the occult magical systems developed throughout history have involved the breaking of taboos, things that are supposed to be absolutely forbidden. For example, one of the best known, at least best known to me because of my research, was the 20th century occultist Aleister Crowley, who described himself as the wickedest man on earth, the Beast 666. His magical system called Thelema involved breaking taboos, which included, certain sexual practices that were forbidden in Scripture. I believe that is rooted in the idea that there's some power to be gained from the destruction of innocence.
Both Parsons and Hubbard were disciples of Aleister Crowley, and they practice his teaching called Thelema as a philosophy divined by the maxim, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." That comes from Crowley's Book of the Law, which can be connected to the spirit cooking ceremonies of the Podestas and Abramovich, which was revealed in the WikiLeaks releases, which was channeled by an incorporeal demonic intelligence named Awas. Now, Thelema is a narcissistic ideology that undergirds several esoteric magic societies, like the AA and the Ordo Templo Orientis. that fundamentally oppose God's moral law. So Satan targets sexuality because procreation is the human capability that comes closest to the divine, the ability to create.
Balenciaga is what they call a luxury brand. Balenciaga is a company that sells $1,100 sneakers and cotton sweatshirts for $1,500 to people who've literally run out of things to buy. So this week, Balenciaga rolled out a new ad campaign on Instagram, and the selling point of the ads was sex with children. One photograph showed a very young girl lying face down on a couch with candles, empty wine glasses, and a dog collar on a coffee table in front of her. Another picture showed the same girl, a toddler, holding a teddy bear dressed in sexual bondage gear, including a leather harness. And then, in case you missed the point, we're for pedophilia at Balenciaga. Another picture made it explicit. That picture showed pages from a Supreme Court opinion that struck down a law designed to fight child pornography. Whoever staged the photo shoot made certain to include a portion of that opinion that used the word sex or sexual 4 times. And of course, that was not an accident. Balenciaga wanted you to notice.
George Gascon in California, he is releasing convicted pedophiles early. California, in fact, just released thousands of convicted pedophiles after spending only a few months in prison, and Gascon let them loose. They were allegedly convicted for a, quote, range of horrific acts, including raping a kid under 14. So, you know, George Gascon is a Democrat. He's supported by George Soros.
In Virginia, this one made headlines because a transgender professor was arguing to students that no, it's not immoral for adults to be sexually attracted to kids. They want to use this term. They want to push this term, these sickos, minor attracted persons.
There's never been a time in American history where pedophilia was considered anything other than the worst thing, the most horrifying crime imaginable. But apparently, it's not unacceptable anymore. Academics have redefined child molesters as minor attracted persons, and the point, of course, is to send the message that actually it's not that big a deal. It's just a different kind of love.
The concept of introducing new orientations, such as the one being currently asserted as minor attracted persons, otherwise known as MAPS, this is a rebranding of pedophilia. And the problem with this is you use this orientation as a way of fostering sympathy for a person who wants to perpetrate this kind of thing on a child. When these people make it a civil rights movement on behalf of the children, and they saturate the setting with sexuality until a child starts to ask questions and express curiosity, these people are already in position to say, "Oh, I'm here to help you." Here's one thing, though, that needs to be clearly stated as distinctly different from other orientations. When a person is looking to be in a relationship with somebody, there's an intellectual relationship, there's a friendship, there are other aspects of this relationship. A person cannot have, as an adult, this type of a connection with a child. A child is not intellectually ready to have the counterpart of a relationship with an adult. They're not socially ready to have these conversations. This is not a meeting of two minds who find each other and fall in love. This is something very, very different, and it's very dark.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we need the grassroots support of our Skywatch TV family to help us get the Rescue Us series out to as many people as we possibly can. This information is being suppressed, deleted, deplatformed, taken down, and is way too sobering for most network television outlets. We need you to get involved. We need you to join us in the efforts to get this series in front of your friends, your pastors, people of influence in government, your communities, anybody and everybody. Help us share this series not only to illuminate the many, many ways that we're losing an entire generation of children to intolerable darkness, but also to assist in the raising of an army of God's people willing to stand in the gap for them. The Rescue Us series shows the viewer what can be done by absolutely anybody willing to say, "Yes, Lord, I will answer the call. I will intervene for those who have no voice and for those who desperately need help." And that's why right now we're asking you to stand with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to introduce the Rescue Us special offer. For your donation of only $49.99, you'll not only receive a copy of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us that uncovers the massive crisis destroying an entire generation of youth, all while challenging each one of us to rise up for our nation's most vulnerable and break the cycle of abuse. But you'll also receive the brand new documentary, Rescued, Samantha's Story, where Samantha Orr personally takes you through her nightmarish childhood of unthinkable trauma and abuse to her total restoration in the arms of Jesus Christ. But friends, that's not all. Right now, while supplies last, we're also including in this special opportunity the 4-hour audio series on disc, The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island by the late Dr. Thomas Horn. Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, featuring Yaku Bouillons, Ilanka Deaton, Dr. Thomas Horn, and others. And the major motion picture movie, Camp, on DVD that showcases what God can do in the life of a child desperate in need of rescuing through ministries like Royal Family Kids and is inspired by true events. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $200. Yours now for your donation of only $49.99, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. But ladies and gentlemen, we are so committed to this message reaching as many viewers as is humanly possible that we want to equip you, our grassroots army of Skywatch TV friends and family members, with an opportunity to partner with us like never before. Join us in spreading this invaluable message through the Rescue Us Partner Pack, where you'll receive 5 copies of each of the items we just mentioned for your donation of only $165. That's right, when you order the special Rescue Us Partner Pack, you'll receive 5 copies of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us, 5 copies of Rescued, Samantha's Story, 5 copies of The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island, 5 copies of Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, and 5 copies of the major motion picture movie Camp on DVD. This massive collection of documentaries, audio series, and movies holds a retail value of $1,000. Yours now for your donation of only $165. With 5 complete copies of everything in the collection, that allows you to keep 1 for you and your family and 4 entire sets to share with people that you believe will also be inspired to stand up in defense of God's greatest gift to us, our children. Remember, your donation helps Skywatch TV continue to get this important message to the 4 corners of the world. You can also stream the entire Rescue Us series and or Samantha's Story right now at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. Visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Rescue Us special offer or the Rescue Us Partner Pack right now.